The injury section begins with the descriptions of the injuries. Please provide as many details as possible, otherwise you may need to provide further explanation at a later time. Then answer yes or no to the question: did the employee injure themselves with the hypodermic needle or another sharp medical object? And continue to the next type of injury. Next, select the type of the injury from a drop-down menu. Always start with the most severe injury, selecting the type of the injury and the part of the body that is injured. The option is the underlying fields depend on the type of the injury and the injury body part you selected. You can add up to 3 types of injury by clicking on the green plus sign, and you can also delete injuries by clicking on a trash can icon on the right. When you delete an injury, a pop-up will appear asking you to confirm your action. Click on Next to go to the next page of the injury sections, where you will be asked to provide information on the care provided. On this page, specify whether any medical care was provided in the workplace. If you select yes, additional fields will appear where you can enter the date and time when the care was provided. Next, specify whether any medical care was provided at the physician's office or in the hospital. If you select yes, at an external physician, additional fields will appear where you can enter the date and time. If you select yes in a hospital, you can enter the name of the hospital and the date and time when the care was provided. If the employee visits both external physician and a hospital, select yes in a hospital. You can enter the information about the external physician or hospital manually or using the date and or time picker. While this field is not mandatory, we kindly ask you to share any information you have with us. There are no additional fields for the no and I don't know options. Click on Next to go to the next page of the injury section. This is the last page of the injury sections, where you are asked to provide more information about the incapacity for work. There are 5 possible answers to the questions: what are the consequences of the accident for the employee? Depending on the option you select, additional fields may appear. If you select not incapacity for work, you will be asked an additional questions on whether the employee needs, for example, a brace, support, stocking, crutches, or a temporary prosthesis or orthosis. If you select the second option, temporary modified work with modified work, you will be asked to specify from what date that temporary modified work will commence. If you select temporarily fully incapacity for work, you have to specify the date and time when the temporarily fully incapacity for work commenced. Then answer the question: has the employee already resumed work? If you choose no, and if you can estimate how long the employee will be incapacity for work, enter the number of calendar days in the field at the bottom of the screen. If you answer yes, you will be asked how many calendar days the incapacity for work is likely to last. If you select presumably permanently incapacity for work, then again answer the question: has the employee already resumed work? With options yes or no. If you select the last option, diseases, you will be asked to enter the date of the death. Once you have entered all the necessary information on this page, you are done with the injury sections and can proceed to the prevention section. The prevention section is a smaller section with only a few questions on precautions. Depending on your answer to whether the employee was wearing any protective gear or clothing, an additional field will appear where you have to select the protective gear or clothing in a sliding window. You can select several options here. If none of suggestion protective gear or clothing apply, select Other. Next, specify whether any measures have been taken to prevent this from happening again in the future. If you select Yes, another additional field will appear where you have to select the measures taken in a new slide-in window. These can be individual measures or material measures. Here, too, you can select several options. If none of the suggested individual or materials measures apply, select Other and explain what the other measures have been taken. If you want to, and if your company uses them, you can enter company-specific risk codes at the end of the page. Once you have entered all the necessary information on this page, you're done with the prevention sections and can proceed to the employment contract section.